A majority of people are not successful in like life or their endeavors in general, in my opinion, is because I feel like they're lazy. Like most people are lazy, or too lazy to be successful. And that's just one of the things that I was thinking about. People are lazy, and people don't have good time management, and people are fearful. And I'll use myself as an example. Like I told myself I was going to start making content, making videos, doing stuff that I wanted to do as far as like I said, content, videos, whatever. And if I'm being real honest with myself, I've been very lazy about it. I've only been late, like recently, I've only been putting videos out very seldomly. I've been, half-assing it, just not doing what I'm supposed to do if I really wanted to be diligent and consistent with the content and whatnot. And am I looking forward to like take me anywhere in life? Not really. It's just a hobby that something I like to do, you know what I'm saying? I would like to build it up to something as such as like a side hustle one day. I can possibly make a little change off of it, you know what I mean? But I really got to thinking, I'm kind of lazy. I'm not gonna lie to myself. I gotta be real honest with myself. I've been lazy about it. Haven't been posting as much. Trying to think of new ideas to talk about and trying to be creative, you know what I mean? And my time management skills aren't the best either. If I manage my time a lot better than what I do, I could be doing a lot better. I could have a lot more videos posted. I could be, I could have a lot wider. I could have a way bigger audience, you know what I mean? A lot more subscribers, followers, whatever. But honestly, I got to give myself some type of leeway because, the life I'm living right now has been, very time consuming with the gym and work. But it led me to thinking about my workouts at the gym and whatnot, and how I need to optimize a little bit more because I waste a lot of time at the gym. A lot of time. A lot of my workouts be junk volume. If I'm really honest with myself, my workouts always end up being 2.5 to 3 hours. They don't have to be that damn long. If I optimize, cut down some of the junk volume, you know what I mean? And it made me really think about that, how I can save and manage my time a little bit better. And I've talked about this before, but well, yeah, my time in general, because there's a lot of things. It's a lot. I be looking for too many relaxation points sometimes, and I feel like that's a lot of people's trouble. We want to relax too much. We want to get, these cheap hits of dopamine from scrolling through social media all the time. And I feel like that's super time consuming. We waste so much time just scrolling on social media and looking at videos and whatnot, trying to escape from something that we need to be doing, something that we could be really putting that time and effort into. And I realized that to be successful, if you're really hungry and you're chasing something and you really want to get better at it, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta really learn how to manage your time better. For real. You might have to lose an hour of sleep. You might have to sleep a little less. But if you could dedicate at least an hour of your time that you waste out of the day to improve on something that you want to be successful at, that adds up, and it can mean so much in the long run. It could do you wonders in the long run. You know what I mean? And I really got to thinking about this earlier after watching this one video. It was a fitness video, and it didn't really have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. A line in the video that was said talked about how some people are too lazy to be successful. That one line got me thinking a lot. I'm like, damn, that's my problem. That's one of my main problems, is being lazy and my time management and fear. That's 3 things. In my opinion, those are the top 3 things that keep a lot of people from being successful. Of course, there are a plethora of other things that go down that, reasons that people aren't successful in life and in their endeavors. But fear of judgment. I've talked about this before, but I still hold myself back a little bit too much because of fear of people's judgments and fear of what people gonna say in the long run. And I think a lot of people have that problem. People get so caught up in trying to impress their peers and whatnot. They want to keep up an image. People would rather fake success than act. It's harder to actually be successful. It's easy to look the part. It's easy to control an image and make people think that you are living a good life and that everything's working out for you. It's easy to put that type of image out there, but to actually do it and be successful at it is way harder. And I've learned that a lot of people who are actually doing good in life and doing good in like the things that they pursue. And let me say this first off. My definition of success. I think that's important. Yeah, what is people's definition of success? My definition of success, or the way I see success, what's the actual definition of success? I should say to myself, like, okay, actually look that up. What is the actual definition of success? The actual literal definition of success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. The accomplishment of an aim or purpose. And I guess the aim or purpose can be different for different people, obviously. So that leads to people having different definitions of success. So my definition of success is having as much freedom as possible. Freedom to do anything that you want in life without any hindrance, without any worry. That type of freedom often is associated with having money, having a certain amount of power in life. You know what I mean? But the freedom to be able to move how you want to move throughout life without consequences and without hurting people or doing anybody wrong. And let's be honest, a lot of successful people had to step on a lot of people to get to where they are, but that's a whole different topic. But that's my definition of success: having as much freedom as possible to do whatever you want in life without worries and without hurting or harming people physically, mentally, financially. And you might have a different perspective on what success is in life and what that might be for you. Your vision of success is whatever your aim and purpose is. I can't tell you what that is. I just know what it is for me. Like I said, those three things that hold people back from that success that they aim for is laziness, time management, and fear. And I use myself as an example of that. Like I was saying earlier, I feel like I've held myself back because of my fear of judgments and whatnot, and what people gonna say, and all that bull crap. I have a fear of wasting too much time. And I feel like a lot of the time, I feel like I'm wasting time, and then I end up giving up too early. Because nobody wants to waste their time, you know what I mean? Nobody wants to feel unsuccessful for so long. Nobody wants to feel like they going nowhere for a long time. You know what I mean? If you can push through that part, success is probably around the corner, but it takes time. You know what I'm saying? Especially as you get older, you find yourself not having enough time to really dedicate to certain things. These kids nowadays, they're younger. Kids in general, they younger, they got time to they don't got worries that they have to worry about. They don't have to worry about having money to pay bills and whatnot. So they have the opportunity to dedicate time towards and if they're in the right environment that facilitates this, then they can dedicate their time towards what they want, their dreams, and what they want to be in the future. Like I said earlier, you have to make some sacrifices in order to get where you want to be in life and achieve the things you want to achieve. Like I said, less sleep. You sitting there scrolling through your phone too much, watching videos and whatnot. You have to discipline yourself enough to just put the fucking phone down and go do something that's going to, help you in your future. Something that's going to contribute towards the success that you're looking for in life. And I have to tell myself that a lot. I have to tell myself that because there's always something you could be doing. And like I said, I'm not saying don't relax, don't have fun, but you got to dedicate at least some time. If you haven't dedicated any time throughout the day towards getting better and getting ahead in life, then you can do better. You got to at least an hour a day. Hell, a half hour if you make significant progress in just a half hour. There you go. That's it. If you made enough progress. But I say minimum at least an hour. Take an hour out of your day to do something that's gonna put you ahead in life. More, and then the more you do that, it's gonna accumulate. You have to get it out your head that you're wasting your time. You have to get it out your head that you get nowhere, because the goal, you gotta secure the vision, because the vision, once you're able to see far enough, that's what's gonna keep you pushing. That's gonna push you past that point of feeling like you're wasting your time, feeling like you're going nowhere with what you're doing. Sometimes I gotta tell myself that all the time. Shit might seem pointless, but if you put enough work into it, you're the determining factor if what you're doing is pointless or not. How much work you put in, how much sacrifice you make. If you really want it, then it'll come to you. It's just a matter of time. If you really want it, it will come to you. It's just a matter of time and how much time you dedicate towards whatever you want success in. Because if you're not putting no time towards it, then you can't expect nothing out of it. You can't expect to get nowhere. And you are wasting your time if you're not trying to get better at whatever you're doing. If you're doing the same thing, repeating yourself, and you're not seeing results, then you're wasting time. Sometimes you got to step back from what you're doing. Take a chill pill for a minute, assess the situation, figure out what you're doing wrong and what you could do better. Then go back at it. Then once you see progress, once you make the changes and you see progress, keep going. But if you're steady doing the same thing, that's when it becomes a waste of time. And that will make you very unsuccessful in life. At least that's what I feel. Like, all of this is my opinion and whatnot. But it's true, really. It's just facts. Like, you take a look at people in life, you can see it. But yeah, laziness, time management, fear. Stop being scared. Go for what you want. Do what you need to do. And like I said earlier, I told myself I'm gonna make videos, I'm gonna be consistent, I'm gonna make content, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, even if it sucks, even if it's not entertaining. Just do it. The more you do it, the more you try to get better, you'll find your lane. The more you do it, doesn't matter if it sucks, if it's not entertaining, if people gonna talk shit about you. None of that matters. You gotta push through. Those are the points that people can't push through, and that's what keeps them from being successful. And they might have a gym. They might have a gym inside of them in their head that they might put on a video, and it could blow up someday. People gonna gravitate towards it, but you stuck on this little small spectrum of people who don't mean nothing. They don't got no experience in what you're doing. They're not even trying to be successful in their lives, but they stopping you from doing what you're trying to do. And I don't want to beat a dead horse. You probably hear shit like this all the time on millions of videos on the internet. But it's true. It's so true. And people still let that shit stop them. But yeah, stop being lazy. Get up, fight, keep charging along to your goal in life, and make sacrifices. Put a little bit more time towards what you want, even if it's just an hour a day. Because hour, 2 hours, however much free time you feel like dedicating towards it, take the time out to discipline yourself enough to actually do it so you can get better. A little bit can go a long way. Time management. Don't waste time. Manage your time better. Take time out to assess what you doing in your life that could, that you could maybe you spending too much time on something that you don't need to spend too much time on. You can dedicate that extra time towards something else, something that's going to really benefit you. And fear. Stop being scared. Stop being fearful of people's judgments. Stop being fearful of whatever. Failure, all of that. The failure part, I don't want to beat up too much because I've talked about that already, like in millions of videos. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hope somebody could take something from it. Peace out.